So let's talk about something that would allow you to work triple warmer on an even deeper level, which is the acupressure sedating points. So to begin with triple warmer sedating points, I would hold just above the outside of the elbows, a nice hollow there with my opposite hand. And then I'm going to go down below the outside edge of the knee, right at the top of the muscle here is stomach 36. So stomach 36, triple warmer 10 are my acupressure sedating points. I'd like to hold those for 3 to 5 minutes. And then you would repeat on the opposite side, same thing, 3 to 5 minutes. And then it's important to follow those with the control points, which is going to be making a fist with your hand and holding triple warmer 2 here between the 4th and 5th finger, and partnering that with the outside of the little toe just before going over the hump is bladder 66. You're going to hold that for about a minute to a minute and a half. And then you'll actually repeat on the opposite side, bladder 66 and triple warmer 2. That's the most thorough and efficient way to really bring triple warmer down, to calm it, to reduce stress, and to take that pressure off of the bombardment to the spleen energy. So now let's go and talk about spleen. Spleen's really, spleen has so many functions, and in diabetes, the primary one is its association in Oriental medicine with the pancreas, which is involved with blood sugar as well as blood chemistry and moving lymphatics through the body. Spleen has many, many functions, including metabolism. So everything that you ingest, this is why with diabetes, your food intake and nutrient level is so important, because the spleen's involved in metabolizing and breaking that down, and then taking the sugar content, working through the pancreas to regulate the hormone level of insulin. So we really want to nurture and support that spleen. Easy way to do that is to hold the acupressure strengthening points for spleen. So spleen 2 and heart 8 would allow us to do that. Spleen 2 is going to be on the inside of your big toe before going over the hump, spleen 2. And heart 8 is going to be on the inside of your hand, just up from the pinky. There's a nice crease there, and I actually hold those two together. Again, first pair of points are going to be 3 minutes, and I would repeat on the opposite side of my body, spleen 2 and heart 8 for spleen strengthening points. Now, for more detail on acupressure strengthening and sedating points, we have a much better resource with the DVD of me explaining nice, easy tips on how to locate these points, and a lovely color laminated chart to help guide you as a nice reminder. So the second points, or control points for spleen, after you hold the first points for 3 to 5 minutes, will be spleen 1 and liver 1. So that's going to be at the base of the big toenail, spleen 1 on this side, liver 1 on the outside or lateral side of the big toe. I can actually, if you're flexible enough, hold both sides at the same time. So another great thing I'd like to recommend for working the spleen energy is the spleen source point. Very similar to where we just were on the inside of the big toe. See, this is the spleen meridian here, beginning on the inside or medial side of the big toe. And if I go just over the big hump here, or what people may refer to as the bunion, there's a nice hollow there. That's spleen 3, or the third point on the spleen meridian. It happens to be the source point. Now, why is working the spleen source point vital? Well, the source point is your direct communication link right to the organ. So massaging this point, tapping it, will start to send energy not only through the spleen meridian, but directly to the spleen organ. So I highly recommend working both spleen source points. You can do them at the same time if you're flexible, or you can do them one at a time. And you can do these for 3 to 5 minutes. That's a nice amount of time. Really activating that spleen energy. Now, another important thing you can do is to work the lymphatics for spleen. One of spleen's many jobs is helping to work the lymphatics of the whole system. The end of the spleen meridians actually in Oriental medicine is a gateway into the lymphatics. So you can tap directly below the breast, one rib below the breast, or the spleen neurolymphatic reflex points. If you're familiar with the daily energy routine, you'll find this is what we refer to as the third thumb. So tapping those, massaging those, excellent way to move lymph and to speak directly to the spleen and the pancreas. You can also massage along the midline underneath the armpit, just outside of the breast, as this is where the spleen meridian ends. So you could tap or massage there or work this entire zone. Other lymphatics that could be supportive are under the right breast would move the energies of liver, and under the left breast would move the energies of stomach. Stomach actually is in partner with spleen, so anything that you can do with stomach is also going to be very supportive to the overall energies of the earth element. So let's look at another technique for working the energies of the spleen. We call this flushing a meridian, which means we're going to trace the meridian backwards one time and then forward 3 times. In the case of spleen, it ends actually here on the midline, right underneath the arms. So we're going to go backwards one time, down to the inside of the big toe, and then we're going to trace it back up, forwards 3 times. Always focusing on our breathing. And this is a nice reset of energies through the meridian and really beneficial to spleen. Now, I'm going to leave you with one more excellent tip. It's a way that you can now speak to triple warmer and spleen at the same time. It's called the triple warmer spleen hug. And it's just nice and feels good too, because you're going to give yourself a little hug. So you take one hand, either hand, put the palm outside of the breast underneath the armpit. And then with the other hand, bring it over and just rest it right above the elbow on the outside of your arm. And just sit like this and breathe. You can watch TV or any time during the day, just take a little triple warmer spleen hug at time out. And you can also squeeze yourself, give yourself a little hug, and breathe. And then after about 3 or 5 minutes, or however long you'd like to hold it, you can then switch sides, bringing the opposite hand under for spleen and over the top of the opposite elbow for triple warmer. All right, that's triple warmer spleen hug. Wishing you perfect health. Be well within.